Right then, ladies and gents, so the science fiction and fantasy writers of America are back at it again, essentially confronting Disney to pay what they owe authors. Fascinatingly, there is more than just the epic Alan Dean Foster, more authors than him that need to get paid. So the SFWA has launched the hashtag disneymustpay joint task force to obviously just assist other authors that need to rightfully get their royalties. It's baffling. Obviously, this doesn't just affect Alan Dean Foster, who not only has done great Star Wars novels, but he's also one of the most fantastic novelists behind the Alien series, which is where I have my experience with the author. So I'm going to dive into this today. The article's linked down below. And down below are two other things, actually, but one which is kind of irrelevant now, just to let you know. We've sold out of the Blu-rays, so it won't be there anymore. We did say, grab them whilst you can, but they're all gone. So I just thought I'd take the moment just to say thank you, basically. But the actual other thing linked down below in the description box is my second channel. It's a car channel. I'd love to have you over there if you like cars or you're just interested in seeing what I do over there. I'm rebuilding a rally car, basically. So head on over there. It's down below in the description box along with this article. So let's dive into it, okay? So after successfully resolving the issue of Disney's withholding of royalty payments to former Star Wars author Alan Dean Foster, because that's the thing, they did manage to fix this with Alan Dean Foster anyway, but you'd think that would be a cautionary tale to Disney to actually start paying what they owe, what they legally owe, but apparently not. So the science fiction and fantasy writers of America have now discovered that even more authors are currently being slighted by the entertainment conglomerate. So they have in turn partnered with multiple writers' organisations to provide further help to any affected author, which is great work, needs to be a thing. This is something which, regardless of whether you like Disney or not, they owe money. You can't just not pay your authors. Royalties are there to be paid. It's contractually obligated. And Disney, one of the most massive earning companies of all time, yes, they're quite in the crap right now, but one of the biggest companies of all time, why are we giving them a pass? They need to pay their money. It's just bizarre. But hey, whatever. People still try to defend them. Don't really understand why. But anyway, the entertainment conglomerate's withholding of rightfully due royalties to authors was first brought to light last year when in November, the SFWA revealed that Alan Dean Foster had approached them for assistance in getting Disney to pay him his rightfully owed royalties. Responsible for some of the most important milestone novels throughout Star Wars history, including the original novelization of A New Hope, Foster had asserted that Disney had stopped paying him royalties for not only the aforementioned Star Wars titles, but also his novelizations of the Alien films. So again, that's how I'm aware of this chap. Now, obviously, they had acquired the rights to the Alien novels when Disney bought Fox, and by definition, they then took on the obligations that Fox had as part of those rights. They don't just, poof into nothing. Those rights, the money, the royalties, they still have to be paid to someone. Now, Foster would write originally to Disney in an open letter saying, all these books are still very much in print. They still earn money for you. When one company buys another, they acquire its liabilities as well as its assets. You're certainly reaping the benefits of the assets. I'd very much like my minuscule, though it's not small to me, share. And that's the thing. To someone like Alan Dean Foster, that's a lot of money. It's how he makes his living. To Disney, it's actually nothing. In fact, it's probably what they ended up paying someone in admin to write back and say, we're not going to pay you, which is just disgraceful. So following the launch of the SFWA's public efforts, Polygon reported that in December of 2020 that 4 additional authors have come forward to Polygon to confirm that they haven't been paid royalties for work now owned by Disney, for works that appear to have been transferred to other publishers. Now, these additional authors included Rob McGregor, who wrote the tie-in novel for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, as well as several additional tie-in novels. Donald Glut, author of the Empire Strikes Back novelization, James Caan, author of Return of the Jedi and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom novelizations, and Michael A. Stackpole, author of the X-Wing comics, Star Wars Union, and Star Wars Mara Jade by the Emperor's Hand. So again, this is not new. They do it all the time. It's bizarre. Again, massive company. Just pay. Like, pay what you owe. So now, several months after Disney's uncouth business practices were made public, the SFWA have provided the public with a pair of updates on the situation. One good and one bad. So on a positive note, the SFWA announced in April 29th that they were pleased to report that the matter of missing royalties for Alan Dean Foster's novelizations had been resolved. And I think that's been resolved because there was so much stink online about it. But the other things haven't been. Why haven't they been resolved? Well, because there's not been that much stink online. And that's a shame. And PR matters to Disney. They're going to look at this and go, oof, that makes us look real bad. We need to sort that out. Unfortunately, in regard to the bad news, the SFWA also revealed that while they were in the process of assisting Foster, about a dozen additional authors contacted the SFWA with a request for assistance, including the authors of Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Indiana Jones, and multiple other properties. So the SFWA explained that SFWA has provided Disney with the names of authors who are similarly missing royalty statements and payment going back years. Again, years. This is how they earn money. This is their living, you know. They get hired to write a novelization, and then, you know, they get their one payment, then they get royalties on the back end. And they're not getting their back end payments, which is contractually obligated. But the SFWA would note in that statement anyway, saying Disney is being reactive rather than proactively working with us to address the significant issue we have brought to their attention. Again, going hand in hand with what I had said, that they only sorted Alan Dean Foster because there was a stink online. Anything else they don't care about, they just want to hide it. They couldn't care less, which is disgraceful. Now, it should be noted that while in talks for Mr. Foster's Alien novels, Disney was told that he was also missing statements and royalties for his Star Wars novelizations. They would not begin the process nor resume royalty statements until Mr. Foster contacted them with a formal claim. Again, why? Why does he need to do that? Just pay what you owe. SFWA has attempted to create a cooperative relationship with Disney, but the corporation flatly refuses to work with them. Again, just disgraceful behaviour. So they say that they are committed to paying the authors, but their actions make it clear that Disney is placing the onus to be paid on the authors, while at the same time attempting to isolate the authors from receiving counsel from their professional author organisation. The funny thing is, how are you even going to know how much has been sold? Like, I get the, I get the thought process of, oh, well, you need to invoice us. It's like, yeah, but you've got the figures. How are they going to know that sort of process? They can't make a formal claim for a specific amount. It's Disney that keeps track of these things, or you'd think that they would. And based on this, I probably assume that they don't, and that's why they don't want to pay anyone anything. Again, disgraceful. So in their initial statement in regard to Foster's unfair treatment, the SFWA would propose a hypothetical situation based on Disney's position that they had purchased the rights but not the obligations to Mr. Foster's work, providing an example which explained that Company A might sell a property to their sister company B to get out of paying, which is, yeah, sort of what they did. And that's what happened. So according to the SFWA, this situation is no longer hypothetical. Fox had licensed the comic rights to of Buffy the Vampire Slayer to Dark Horse, that's well known that Fox liked to work with Dark Horse, and obviously they worked with them on everything, even the Alien comics. But after Disney purchased Fox, they withdrew those rights from Dark Horse and granted them to Boom Comics. With the Alien stuff, they granted them to Marvel Comics, etc. So when one Buffy author contacted Boom about the missing royalties, they were told that royalties don't transfer. But Disney's one of the owners of Boom Comics. So what the fuck, Disney? What are you doing? Again, just disgraceful practices. So in addition to these updates, the SFWA also announced on April 29th that they had formed the Disney Must Pay Joint Task Force, a task force that aims to identify and guide authors who might be owed money due to the discontinuance of royalties and statements for media tie-in creative works. Task Force was created in partnership with the SFWA and a number of associations and non-profits that advocate for writers. So great stuff. Really, really glad that they're doing this. This is important work, and it really, really is, actually. So happy that they're doing that. Keep going. There's no specific point of reading through what they're trying to do. We know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get things paid for. But it is disgraceful. It's not cool. Disney, sort yourself out. You're just looking like absolute scum. More and more and more. One of the biggest companies in the world, and you're not paying the pittance that you owe. And it is pittance. Like I said at the start, you're probably paying someone admin. You're literally paying someone admin more than you would be, these authors in royalties. It's disgraceful. So let me know what you think of this down below in the comment section. Please do spread this around. Disney must pay. That is the hashtag. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.